This is my social media analysis presentation by Megan Manuel. I picked the topic of how social media has affected interpersonal communication within relationships. I chose this topic because my relationships are really important to me. Since coming to college, I've realized how much family means and who my true friends are. Within all of my relationships, I think communication is the glue that keeps everything together. Social media is a huge part of my life and has benefited my communication with others. It helps me keep in touch with my friends and family every day, so I think it can be of great use if used for the right reasons. Through my literature review, I concluded that social media allows people of all ages to communicate with friends and family. It is another level for friends to create a community on. Social media enhances relationships because it allows users to find old and new friends, along with giving them a way to keep in touch. It lets users choose if they want their posts to be private or public for all to see. It has created a new way to easily find people who could possibly turn into a new best friend. While social media has many positives, there are some downsides. Social media does not require true human interaction in order for people to be considered friends online. It has also created a way for people to be friends online but not have the actual responsibility of being friends in real life. I think social media is what you make of it, so it definitely impacts people differently. For my interviews, I chose to interview my 91-year-old grandpa and my 21-year-old best friend Bree. I chose them because they both have very different backgrounds and lifestyles. During the interviews, I did a phone call with each of them to ask the questions. I recorded the phone call so I would not forget any details and so I could go back and listen in order to make conclusions for my analysis. I felt good about the interviews because it was interesting to hear how different two lives can be on something so mainstream like social media. I think my grandpa and Bree both felt glad I had asked them to be my interviewees. They both gave very different answers and experiences with using social media. I did not have any issues interviewing them, but I emailed them both the questions beforehand so they had time to think, and so I didn't run into any problems on the phone call. I had very similar interview experiences with both of them because I did them in the same day, so I did not have issues and I was happy with how they both came out. So, for the interview results, in both of the interviews, I saw how social media plays a role in my grandpa and Bree's lives. Both of them are from different generations, so they had very different uses of social media. My grandpa uses social media to keep up with his children and his grandchildren because he loves to see pictures of everyone on Facebook. He thinks social media has benefited his relationships because he has found some of his fraternity brothers from college who live far away and who he hasn't talked to in a really long time, like years. So he liked that. And he did not create any new relationships from social media. And he hasn't used any online dating apps, nor did he even know what Tinder was. He agreed that social media allowed him to make more connections because he was able to become friends online with some religious group leaders and was able to intertwine their personal lives with religious lives, which helped deepen their relationship. He also enjoys the ability to like and follow news pages in order to stay up to date. He said social media has made his life better, but not significantly because he doesn't use it like all day long like I do. My friend Bree uses social media a lot more regularly than my grandpa. She uses it to keep up with family and friends, but also to post her own content, like edited pictures. She said social media benefited her relationships because she can still text or Snapchat friends when they are not physically together. She said she has not created new relationships from social media, but she does follow people online that she does not know in real life. She has maintained relationships with her family who does not live close by and with high school friends who go to different colleges, like me. She has used the online dating app Tinder, but only as a hobby. She likes to scroll through and just look at different people's profiles and pictures. She thinks social media has allowed her to make more connections because through her sorority they have a online group with alumni from her chapter to help them find internships and jobs. She said social media has made her life better because she does not know what she would do when she's bored, and TikTok and YouTube really help pass the time. The similarities between my grandpa and Bree are that they both use social media to keep in touch with friends and family who live near and far. The differences between them are their motives. My grandpa pretty much uses social media to read news and look at pictures of his grandkids. Bree uses social media as mostly entertainment and gratification purposes. If someone saw my project and wanted to do something on a larger scale in the future, I think it would be cool and helpful to interview more people. It would be beneficial to have more age groups represented and multiple people of the same age group who just have different lifestyles in order to see how social media has impacted their lives and relationships. I also think it would be cool to have an online interactive interview to see how people go about using social media and to monitor what aspects of social media people use and which they don't. And these are all my references from the literature reviews.